This is Sports Federation TV. We chatted CTC Sport. We chatted with Cheslin Colby. We're now joined by something almost as fast as rugby, I think, but fast growing. Sandra, good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
Jonathan, you well?
Yes, I am, and yourself?
Good, good. Tell us what's almost as fast growing as rugby?
Ultimate Frisbee.
Most of us have never heard of Ultimate Frisbee. So tell us what's Ultimate Frisbee?
Ultimate Frisbee is it's a field-based sport. It's played by two teams with 7 on a team at one time on the field. The field is 100 meters in length, and on either end there's an end zone. And the object of the game is to pass the disc amongst your teammates and to try and score a goal in the end zone. And then you score a goal by catching a pass from your teammate while you're standing in the end zone. So one team is on offense and the other team is on defense, tries to defend and prevent you from scoring. The thrower has 10 seconds to throw the disc, and they have a person on them who is the marker who will count out 10 seconds, which we'll call a stall count, and you have to throw the disc to a teammate within that 10 seconds. If you don't, it's a turnover, and the defensive team takes possession of the disc, and they get a chance to try and score. You can't run with the disc. You can throw it in any direction, and that's the basic premise behind the sport and how it works.
Sandra, where do you guys play this? We've not seen any of this around.
Frisbee has actually been played in Cape Town since the late 1980s. We actually also hosted the first South Africa Nationals in 1999. And since then, the sport's been growing all over the country. We have 350 registered players in the country. We have 150 registered players in Cape Town.
Wow.
Which are split between 6 different clubs throughout Cape Town, in Wynberg, in Rondebosch, in Pinelands, Gardens, and in Stellenbosch. There's also Marty's Ultimate Frisbee out in Stellenbosch.
So do you guys have a league that plays, or how does the structure work?
We play an ultimate league throughout the year, and because it's become so big in Cape Town, we've needed to have a committee that runs disc sport in Cape Town. When we refer to disc sport, we include ultimate frisbee, we include beach ultimates, we also include goltimates and disc golf. So we organize events for all of these different disciplines of disc sport. But throughout the year, we have ultimate frisbee leagues running in different formats. In mixed formats, which is 4 of one gender, 3 of the other gender on the field at any point in time, so a team of 7. We also organize men's ultimate and women's ultimate in a certain season of the year. We have different beginner level events, we have coaching events, workshops. So yeah, there's lots going on all the time.
That's quite impressive. I didn't even know, firstly, that it existed, number 1. Number 2, that you guys are so organized. I'm impressed.
Why, thank you.
Jonathan, tell us a bit about where are these leagues played? Do you play on a field? Do you play indoors?
Yeah, we play on grass fields, and we also play on the beach. We play on Sundays. We play on the beach as well. So yeah, most of the activities take place on Monday night. That's kind of the main event, and where we have matches and competitive matches. And each club practices on whatever day in the week that suits them. So Wednesday, whatever. Yeah.
Quite interesting. Let's take a look and let's broaden our horizons to see what Ultimate Frisbee is really all about. Let's check this out.
Yeah. Do that, bro. Makes it the average for the day, you know what I mean? Like that, having 2 day, and like that was it's just a normal day for me.
Quite interesting is ultimate frisbee. One of the rules of ultimate frisbee is during each point you have a rolling substitution, and during the points of discussion we've done a rolling substitution. And Ollie, you're welcome to the studio.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Good to have you.
Oh, good to be here.
So what's the next step for you two? I mean, you've now played at club level, Western Province level. What's next? Oliver.
Okay, well, the next step for us is the international level, of course. I'm part of the South African under-23 ultimate team, and John is actually coaching that team. So we're ready to compete internationally now. We're heading off next week to compete in the World Under-23 Ultimate Championships in London.
Wow. First, I didn't know you existed. Now you're playing in an international competition. How does all of this work, John?
South Africa, we've represented ourselves at the international level for quite a while, actually. I think it started in 1998. We sent an open team to compete internationally every time they host the event. I think it's every 4 years, so it's changed now. So we are getting there. This is the first time that we have sent a junior team, an under-23 team, which is very exciting. It just shows the passion for the sport and the growth of the sport in the country. So Ollie's the captain of the under-23 team, and we're really looking forward to seeing how we match up against countries that have been playing for much longer than we have, and I think we've got a good chance of doing really well.
We'll explore their chances in a minute. Let's take a break and we'll be back. Welcome back. As you can see, we're chatting ultimate frisbee, and I think it's one of the fastest growing sports that's currently happening in Cape Town. And I think that one of the things, Oliver, that's exciting is the fact that you're under 23 and going to an international competition.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly exciting, and it's such a young sport as well in Cape Town that, you know, the chances of being able to represent your country were just, it's just amazing. To get a chance to represent your country in any sport is just, it's a dream come true, and thankfully, you know, Ultimate provides that opportunity. You know, it's amazing.
And having frisbees tossed all over the show in the studio. Jono, so and the preparation, how many teams are you taking to this World Championships?
We're taking one team, and we're going to be competing in the mixed division. So that means there's men and women competing together on the field at the same time. There's also an open division and a women's division. In our division, the mixed division, there are 12 teams, and from all over the world, and we're going to come up against them.
And you said earlier that you've been going for a few years now. What's our position internationally, or do we have a ranking?
Yeah, the open team is ranked 13th in the world, and the mixed team is ranked 15th, as far as I'm correct. We haven't sent a women's team to represent South Africa internationally, so we don't have a ranking for that division, but we will, fortunately, next year, in the World Championships, we're going to be sending 3 teams, so a men's team, a women's team, and a masters team, which is another precedent for South Africa in Ultimate, is sending 3 teams to a major tournament. So this is fantastic. And
this is all, unfortunately, if I'm understanding correctly, self-funded, or do you have sponsorship? How does it work?
It is self-funded. That's the biggest challenges that we have is getting to international tournaments. Frisbee is great because all you really need is a Frisbee to play, but to travel and compete against teams, that's when it gets expensive. So we have to save up, we have to get sponsorship, we have to do crowdfunding on the internet, all sorts of tricks to try and fund us as much as possible.
What does it cost to go, young man?
The total cost to the individual is about 25,000 rand.
Sure.
So it's not cheap, it's definitely a bit of a hurdle, but I mean, it's the sport that we love. So, you know, you make the sacrifices, you save, you put all the money together, and it's definitely worth it.
And it wasn't easy to get into the national team, I'm sure. I mean, considering that it's played as a national sport in South Africa. What was the competition like to get to this level?
The competition was fantastic. We had a number of tryouts. There was a set of tryouts in Joburg, and there was a set of tryouts in Cape Town. And the standard was amazing. Like, sort of before the tryouts, I wasn't really sure what sort of level of competition we'd be coming up against, but it was really exciting to see because at the tryouts, the standard was so high, and it's so exciting to see this young group of South African ultimate players coming through and really pushing the level of the sport in the country. So yeah, it was tough.
And now going into the competition, your team is ready as a coach. You're ready to kick butt.
Yeah, we are. We've been training for 5 months, since about early February. We trained once a week until April. After April, we bumped it up to twice a week. And each player is also expected to put in some time outside of practice in the gym, throwing as much as possible, doing some conditioning work. So we have training camps every month where the whole team from different parts, because we have players from all over the country, so they come to Cape Town for the training camps once a month. And we've been working really hard, and I think it's a young, athletic team, very excited, and I think the world is going to know about South African Frisbee when we come back.
Awesome. How do people find out more about your experience? Facebook, Twitter?
So we have a Facebook page for the under-23 national team. I think it's called the South African Under-23 Ultimate Team. You can look us up there. We're also known as the Wild Dogs. And we have
hence the shirt.
Hence the shirt, yes, which you can't really see. And we also, you can follow us on Twitter as well. I think we go by SA Under-23 Wild Dogs. So yeah, you can follow us like that. And yeah.
How do people find out more about Ultimate Frisbee in Cape Town?
There's a website we have, the Cape Town Flying Disc Federation. The website is capetownultimate.co.za. You can also search for Cape Town Ultimate on Facebook, and you should find us.
Guys, it's been really awesome. Good luck. Come back with that medal and come back into studio and show us all about it.
Cool, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.